For this USA Championship, please listen carefully. For your safety and the safety of the players, please do not leave the final line.
On a bitterly cold afternoon here in Sioux City, Iowa. Well, safe to say, this matchup's going to be hot tonight. And we've got another game between the Dubuque Fighting Saints and the Sioux City Musketeers. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast booth. I'm Ronnie Vadine with you all here. So glad you could be with us this afternoon. Well, Dubuque, they come into today at 11-4. Exactly. That's a total of 22 points in third in the standings. Well, Sioux City 6-9-1-0. That is good for 13 points and sixth in the Western Conference. Hopefully, Sioux City, they have a much better night today. That's for sure, because last night, safe to say, was tragic. Dubuque got off to a rocking start, five goals in the first period. Final score was 7-3. Sioux City, they did try coming back. It was 6-3 with about 9 minutes left, so they could have potentially came back, but then Dubuque, they just sealed it with the seventh one, and that was about it. So that's basically how last night went for both of these teams. Sioux City, of course, hoping for a better day today. In fact, somebody said it had the first period not happened last night, it would have been a great game. In fact, Sioux City would have won, and it would have been a great game because it would have been 3-2 instead of 7-3 final. Those 5 goals in Dubuque wouldn't have counted. So, yeah, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. Sioux City, of course, they've played, this is their third game in 4 days, so I mean, yeah, we always knew it was going to be a tough stretch for them this weekend, especially versus the 2 top teams, pretty much you could say, in the league. So, I don't think Dubuque's going to make it easier for them today, although Dubuque, they might be a little fatigued because this is their third game in 3 days. So, yeah, at least Sioux City had a little bit of time in between each games, but yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at how these 2 teams stack up against each other right after this.
Subs and salads, you need to give us a try. Eat in, take out, or deliver to your door. The huge line of specialty pizzas is second to none. And with 3 different restaurants to choose from. That's right, 3. Gang Mills, Lawrenceville, Elkland. Making the pizza. Making the pizza. So stop on down to one of 3 great locations or call us up to let our crews hook you up. Oh yeah!
This flat tire needs a man. But when there's no man around, Goodyear should be. Why? Watch this. New Goodyear Double Eagle carries its own spare inside. Lifeguard safety spare. A tire in a tire. Keeps on going.
about the month it takes us to brew and age it. But the long, careful Golden Age of Schlitz is what makes it America's choicest premium beer.
When you're out of Schlitz, you're disaster. You're out of beer, Schlitz. Good God, you take the voice of this lovely woman, Mrs. Trump, and put it into this damn line to tell the world the benefits of Aflac with sex appeal. Brilliant, sir! I know. Now throw the switch.
If you're hurt and can't work, Aflac can help pay your bills with cash.
And her? Aflac!
Two lucky fans to win a small Schwartz ice cream at the concession stand behind section 102.
Consider the care and feeding of a motor vehicle. City buses like diesel fuel. Little fellas take economy gasoline. Folks in the middle go for regular. And powerful cars use premium. But a car that knocks needs no knocks. No knocks is a special premium with additives that stop cars from knocking. Imagine what no knocks can do for a car that doesn't knock. Try a little and see.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, it's time to see how both these teams now stack up against each other, stats-wise, and then we'll get to the lineups and things like that. So, all kinds of things going on, which is good. That means we're in business. So, we'll start out with Dubuque. Well, they proved that they are a goal-scoring machine last night. They definitely did prove that. They score 5.2 goals a game. Just ridiculous. Really, it is. And they only give up 3, so that didn't change too much. Their power play, first, just like that, at 35.2%. Their penalty kill is at 81.1%. So, yeah. Then for Sioux City, they scored 2.94 goals a game. They give up 4.5. That number, and we've said this, sounding like a broken record, but that has to be brought down, obviously, quite a bit. Of course, the 10 that they scored in the very first game versus Dubuque didn't really help things out too much. It'd still be above 3 either way you look at it, so even if you do take that out. So, yeah, power play, well, it's at 17%. That's 11th. Penalty kill is at 80.3, which is right around 9th. So, yeah, about in the middle for both, I guess we could say. So, yeah, let's take a look at the scratches for today's game. We'll start out with Dubuque once again. 3 guys will not be playing. Luke Brierly, like we said, he's on the IR, so we won't be seeing him today. Gavin Locke, and then Hudson Lose. Thank goodness we don't have to see him. I was having trouble with him all night last night. I will say this, we don't have Fagan again tonight, so that's really good. I'm proud about that. Anyway, for Sioux City, the scratches go like this. Gavin Gary's still on IR. Christian Lyons is injured. Travis Poliski is a healthy scratch. And then Dallas Potter is on the IR. Now, we thought Max Anderson was suspended for today's game because of a spearing penalty that happened in the first period of last night's game. But he's in the lineup. He's on the second line, which we'll get to shortly. So, yeah, I don't know if the league realized, oh, hey, he shouldn't have been suspended, or Jason tried challenging it or something like that after the game. But either way, he does not have to serve a suspension, which is good. We'll do now the starting lineup for Dubuque. It'll be the first line of Michael Barron, Charlie Arend, and Colin Frank. And then the defense goes like this: Ludwig Lafton and Teo Besnier. And then our starting goaltender today will be Wojtek Hambalek. So, yeah, interesting name. We'll have fun with that today, I am sure. For Sioux City, we'll just run down their whole line chart now. Their first line, Luke Gary, William Tomko, and Trey Jeffress. Second line, Daniil Booten, Kaysen Musket, and Max Anderson. Third line, Lenny Geiger, Dallas View, and Elias Vatne. Fourth line, Pavel Martinu, Caden Okavita, and Dakota Bailey. The defense, extra forward is Jake Tavares. The defense goes like this. First line, Shane Golden, Matej Tepley, Ryan Poyer, and Mason Stanger on the second line. And then on the third line, Garen Ludwig and Mason Piepenberg. Jack Fickthorn will be the backup tonight, or today, I should say. Well, he always usually is the backup, but today he will for sure. So, yeah, that is Dubuque, and that is Sioux City. We're going to take one final break before puck drop. When we come back, the Muskies will hit the ice. We'll have the starting lineup for them. We'll have the national anthem. Then we'll take a look at the goalie stats and maybe share some more pregame stuff before puck drop. So, yeah, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a fun one here this afternoon.
Decisions. Do I want good, rich flavor or one that's lower in tar than the best-selling Filter King?
Wait, now one cigarette gives you both. Pell Mell Gold. Newest U.S. government figures show Pell Mell Gold 100s now lower in tar than the best-selling Filter King. Longer, yet now lower in tar than the best-selling Filter King. You make out better at both ends with Big Tip Pell Mell Gold. Tastier, milder. Pell Mell Menthol, too.
Hey, I'm the new adjustable Gillette Techmatic razor. My brother, the old Techmatic, was made for average beards, but I have this new thing on the cartridge. I can take care of light beards, not so light beards, average beards, heavy beards, and even heavier beards. At this setting, I'll give you the closest shave you've ever had in your life. Remember my name, the new adjustable Gillette Techmatic razor.
There is no such thing as the perfect tour de Europe. TWA learned that 22 years ago when we began working with travel agents on European tours. So we've covered ourselves. We offer literally hundreds of tours to Europe. No matter where you want to go, no matter how much time you have to spend, nor how much money you have to spend. With so much to choose from, it should be very easy for you and your travel agent to find the perfect TWA tour for you. And now's the perfect time to plan it. Come in and take a tour of our tours.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, we're just moments away here from the Muskies hitting the ice. Right now, they're playing the beginning video on the Jumbotron. They got that working because that went all black last night. I mean, there were all kinds of issues apparently that happened. This Jumbotron went off, and then I guess one of the elevators broke down too, so that was even better. One thing after another around here, I'm telling you. Well, the guys with the flags have just hit the ice now. People still filing in here. Not a lot of people today. Obviously, it's a Sunday game, but still going to be a good crowd. They're still going to be loud, so that's good. Well, I think the Muskies are ready. They're lined up down there near the dressing room. They got the smoke going on, so here they come. coming up next, we'll have the starting lineup for Sioux City, the national anthem. Plus, we'll have some last-minute little pregame things, and then we're going to have some fun, I think. So, yeah, let's do it.
Pennsylvania, number 28, William Tomko. At lightweight from Westchester, Pennsylvania, number 10, Trey Duffrey. A defenseman from Princeton, Massachusetts, number 9, Shea And your defenseman from Stamford, Connecticut, number 2, Monte Tapley. And your goaltender from Sartell, Minnesota, number 30, Bjorn Bergman. Your Musketeers are coached by Jason Kersner, general manager Sean Clark, associate head coach Alex Doyle, assistant coach Jared Kersner, goaltending coaches Shane Clifford, hockey analyst Zach Hamans, athletic trainers Eric Gibble, and your equipment manager is Zach Peterson. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the ice as the national anthem is performed by Christy Carey.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Alrighty. Well, I think it's time for puck drop. I don't know about you all, but let's take a look at today's starting goaltenders for Dubuque. Wojtek Hambalek. Now, he's the main starter, but the last 2 games for Dubuque, it's been Owen Crudale, but Wojtek Hambalek, 7-2-0-0, a 2.93 goals against average and a .897 save percentage for Sioux City. Bjorn Bronis, 3-7-1, and a 4.27 goals against and a .851 save percentage. We are ready to go here. At least I'm ready to go, but hopefully you are too. It's going to be a fun one here this afternoon, I have a feeling. Sioux City, a win here today will be absolutely huge. Charlie Aaron will take the draw with William Tomko. Let's see how long it takes them to drop the puck, though. The scores table saying, wait, don't drop it yet. Gosh, what could they possibly be waiting for? That's the next question. All right, the red light goes off. Now we can drop the puck. William Topko and Charlie Aaron at the face-off. And we are off and underway here in Sioux City, Iowa. Dubuque wins the draw, but Matej Tupley's able to poke check it down into the corner. Hombolek feeds it around the boards. Mishandled there by Luke Gary. Now kept in by Trey Jeffress behind the net. Luke Gary was there, and he pins Ludwig Lafton into the boards. Puck rolls back behind the net. Wojtek Hombolek was trying to get a hand on it, but he couldn't. Here's Michael Barron towards the left side at center. Barron, nice pass to Colin Frank. There's a shot, and somehow it hit the post. I thought it went in, but I don't know. Here's Charlie Aaron, feeds it on over to Doobie. In fact, they're going on the tablet and looking at it right now on the Dubuque bench. Here's Aaron with it down there in the corner. I thought it went in, but I guess it didn't. Here's Matej Tupley with it. Tupley up the left side. Tipped there by Topko off the boards into the hands of Chris Richards. Taken there by Michael Barron. Barron sends it down into the corner. There was Dante Joseph Westling. Elias Vatne feeds it on over there for Lenny Geiger, but it's played offsides.
At Diesel Specialties, we have been working on diesel fuel injection systems for over 55 years. Diesel Specialties is one of the largest.
Yeah, right now they're looking at the iPad on the Dubuque bench from that goal. I don't know what the challenge rules would be for that, but let's hope that, Okay, I think they just decided to give up on that one. So face-off will come in front of the Dubuque bench, as they should, though. E2 Arpana takes the draw with Dallas View, and View wins it. However, it's taken away by Lincoln Kritsky. Kritsky off the boards. Dante Josephson Westling with it. Feeds it out towards center there for Dallas View. View fans on it. Taken away by Josephson Westling. Off the boards out towards center. Picked up E2 Orpana with it. Orpana off the boards. Can't get it to one of his defenders, and it rolls down ice off the boards into the corner. Taken back behind the net there by Hombolek. James Russell will take this one there. Russell out towards center. Picked up there Xavier Lieb. Now taken down into the corner, and it's going to be played icing.
Icing brought to you by True Staff.
People who just never thought they'd buy a house. And then they come in and I'm like, it took you so long. What, you're like a perfect borrower. I thought my credit wasn't good. Your credit's better than mine. Some people have these mindsets and then they come in and it's so simple.
Face off will come to the right of Bjorn Bronis. See, it'll be Kane Johnson and Kason Musket on the draw. Face-off's one, taken there by Garen Ludwig. Feeds it on to Neil Booten out towards the left side. Booten off the boards down into the corner, back behind the net, and that'll go for icing as well. Face-off will come to the left of Bronis. It'll be Musket and Teddy Merrill this time on the face-off. Merrill wins it. It gets back to Teo Besnier. Shot one went over the head of Bronis and wide. Taken there, Mason Fleece. Now Ludwig Lafton with it. Taken by Kason Musket. Sent out towards center there, Max Anderson. Flips it into the hands of Teo Besnier. He smashes Musket into the boards, which is never a good idea, I must say. Here's a pass in front. Booten shots made by Hombolek. Now it's Booten behind the net. Booten off the boards. Feeds it on out to Matej Tupley. Oh, boy, a big hit. Anderson on Conway. Conway tried to get revenge, but it didn't work. Puck will head into the stick of Bronis. He sends it out towards center for Booten. Now it's Tupley. Firing it off the boards into the hands there of Brant Doobie. Gold behind the net. Gold feeds it on to Tomko. Tomko up the left side towards center. Tomko to Jeffress. Nice pass, cannot connect with Luke Gary. Here's Russell with it. Aiden Russell feeds it on over there. Shane Gold. Now Tepley takes it on over to Tomko. Tomko, nice pass across, cannot connect with Luke Gary. Down there in the corner, it's Jeffress. It's Gold again, takes a shot. Save made there by Hombolek. Now taking there, Mason Stanger feeds it down into the corner. Jeffress gets sticked by Doobie. Doobie back behind the net, taken there for Xavier Lieb. Out towards center there, Chris Richards back behind the net. Bronis feeds it back the other way there for Poyer. That's Poyer behind the net. Poyer spins around a defender, feeds it on to Mason Stanger. There at center, Stanger on the right side. James Russell takes it now. Russell tipped there by Colin Frank, and will roll down ice into the hands of Ryan Poyer again. It's Poyer feeding it up towards the left side, mishandled there by Frank. Now it's here with Charlie Aaron. Pass in front, intercepted by Jeffress. It's Jeffress feeding it off the left side, and it'll roll down ice, and this one will go for another icing.
Fans, are you looking to change your life for the better? Change your look, drop some pounds, and get in shape? Go where the Muskies go. Thrive Fitness. From beginners to elite athletes like the Muskies, the training staff and state-of-the-art facility at Thrive Fitness have helped you get the results you've been waiting for. Thrive Fitness, the official fitness center of the Sioux City Musketeers, located in the old Gateway Road.
Face-off will come to the right of Bronis. It'll be Aaron and Dallas View at the face-off. Face-off's one. It's Barron. A shot got blocked. Now it's Frank taking it back. Teo Besnier. Another shot went wide of Bronis. Here's Mason Stanger with it. Stanger rolls up the left side off the boards. Here's Stanger up. He gets tripped up, and the Muskies are going to have a power play. Colin Frank's going to go to the box. Tripping will be the call. So there's a... Well, let's hear officially what the call is. Referee's mic is slashing. Okay. Either way, it's a penalty. And the Muskies have a power play. This will be huge if they can score on the power play early. Because Dubuque, well, Sioux City, their power plays at 17%. Here's Elias Vatne, which is 11th in the league. You'd like to bump that up a little bit. Here's Gold with it out towards the blue line there for Elias Vatne. On over for William Tomko. Kersner likes to put 4 forwards and a defenseman out there. So here's Gold on across Vatne. Tomko shot, save made by Hombolek. Yeah, Dubuque's penalty kill is 8th at 81.1%. So, I mean, they're decent, I guess, at killing off penalties, but, you know, that's not going to happen this time. Face-off will come to the right of Hombolek. Luke Gary will take the draw here with Teddy Merrill, the captain. What are we waiting for, Dubuque? There we go. Face-off Swan. It comes back to Elias Vatne. Takes a shot. Save made by Hombolek. Rebound. It's covered up by him. And we got some extras going on afterwards. Because why not? Everybody's getting involved. Except for Shane Gold. He's going to stay out of this one, I guess. Anderson and Chris Richards look like they're going to go after each other. Might as well. Still a minute 32 seconds left to go on the Sioux City power play. Oh, looks like they're going to put a guy from each side into the box. Tomko will go in, and so will Doobie. They will each get roughing So I think this will be a 4-on-3 for Sioux City. Well, or maybe it should be 4-on-3. But I guess they're keeping it 5-on-4, and we got the kiss cam. Whenever there's two guys from the opposing side in the box, you always got to put them on the kiss cam because that's a fun thing to do. They used to do that during the intermissions all the time, but then they just randomly stopped doing it. I guess COVID screwed that up too. Here's Tupley with it. Tupley back there for Jeffress. Here's Stanger feeding it on to Tupley. Tupley down there in the corner in a scramble for. That's Merrill. Merrill feeds it all the way down ice. Nice clear by him, I guess. Taken there by Mason Stanger behind the net. At Stanger. Back behind to Dallas View. View. Feeds it on over to Geiger. Geiger down in the corner. Battling with it is Teo Besnier. And a scramble for. Boy, they're having a hard time getting it loose. Finally, they do. It gets out to Stanger. Stanger on over to Matej Tupley. Tupley in the corner. Tupley back there for Geiger in front. Jeffress shot save made by Hombolek, and it's cleared. Bronis will handle it here again as Sioux City goes for a line change. Both teams do, actually. Shane Gold out toward center. Gets a little stick on it. Here's Vatne up the left side. Vatne feeds it on there to Luke Gary. Cleared again down ice. It'll get into the hands of Bronis. Taken by Shane Gold, 6.5. Who cares? Exactly my thoughts. Here's Ludwig with it. Ludwig. Off the boards there for Max Anderson. Picked up by Shane Gold. It's Gold tipped out toward center. It's Barron. A shot save made by Bronis. Now taken there by Max Anderson. Anderson there for Luke Gary up the right side. Gary feeds it back behind the net. In a scramble forward, Luke Gary now with it. Gary sent out toward center. Now there's James Russell. Russell into the hands of Garen Ludwig. Then he gets slammed into the boards. Boy, Aaron got a stick up high on Ludwig. That wasn't very nice. Dakota Bailey with it behind the net. There for Luke Gary. Here's Gary out toward center. Puck is sent back behind the net there of Hombolek. Now it's in a scramble forward, taken out by Hayden Russell. Here's Russell on lead, back to Russell, pass across, shot went wide. And then, let's see, that was Chris Richards. He went flying into the net. Luckily, Bronis is all right. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
If you cross the clam with a tomato, you get a clamato. Clamato, the delightful blend of clams and tomatoes from Mott's. Not quite like clams or tomato juice, tomato has its own flavor. Light, refreshing, rejuvenating. You have to taste it to believe it. Try Mott's Clamato. And you thought Mott's just made great applesauce. Latest U.S. government figures show silver pen's lowest in tar and nicotine of all 100s tested, lower than most kings. Can a cigarette that tastes as good as silver pens actually be that low in tar and nicotine? Read United States government figures. Try silver pens now in menthol, too.
Welcome back, everybody. 12:19 left to go here in this first period. We are tied up at 0 apiece. Sioux City, they started out the game well, but Dubuque, they're starting to ramp up the pressure a little bit. So, face-off will come right in front of the Musketeers bench. It'll be Caden Okavita this time with Xavier Lieb. Face-off's won. Here's Poyer with it. Poyer sends it down ice into the hands of Hombolek. He stops it with the stick. Now sends it into the corner. Out towards center. That's Poyer now. Poyer feeds it off Pavel Martinu. Martinu into the hands of Dabrowski. Martinu in the circle. Right out there in front. It's taken there by Dakota Bailey. Here's Bailey out towards center. Bailey rolls into the corner. Now back behind the net. And a scramble for Martinu is there. Martinu in the corner. Boy, he's just kind of pinned up there. Taken out towards center there now for Lincoln Kritsky. Back behind the net. Takes a funny hop off the glass. But there was Mason Stanger. Stanger feeds it on over there for Poyer. Poyer into the hands of Dakota Bailey. He'll jab it into the corner. Taken there by James Russell. Here's Russell up the left side. Russell, he gets hit hard. Because of course he did. Boy, and Max Anderson just went full on into the boards. Mason Fleece with it. Fleece feeds it on over there to Merrill. Ooh, tip Conway across. Shot went wide. Boy, if it was Mason, well, if it was Dubuque last night, they would have scored on that. That might be the funny thing. Here's Merrill there for James Conway. Conway on out to the blue line for Russell. Russell to Conway. Feeds it on over there to Ludwig Lafton. Lafton on over there to Russell. James Russell. Here's Cooper Conway. Takes it away. Shot save made by Bronis into the hands of Matej Tupley. Puck is sent out of play. Boy, that was a few rows down from us. Somebody got a souvenir. Could see that from a mile away. Face off will come to the right of Bronis. Musket and Orpana at the draw. Oh boy. Musket tried to get a head start on it, but let's try again. Orpana wins the draw, but then immediately taken there by Daniil Boutin. He feeds it on to Max Anderson. Anderson off the boards. Back behind the net. Here's Besnier with it. Besnier feeds it on Ludwig Lafton. Besnier feeds it on over to Melvin Ekman. Ekman there towards the blue line. There's Piepenberg. Piepenberg picked up there by Dallas View. View. Brant Doobie with it now. Garen Ludwig behind the net. Elias Fatne is there. Here's Geiger with it out towards center. Geiger picked up there by Doobie. Doobie tipped there by Ekman off the boards. Here now is Geiger. Geiger taken there by View out towards center. Here's View, tipped by Vatne. Chris Richards with it. Richards feeds it on over to Geiger. Geiger out there in front. Shot save made by Hombolek. Puck's picked up there by Ekman. Piepenberg will handle this one. Piepenberg feeds it on over to View. It rolls back behind the net there of Hombolek. Chris Richards with it now. Aaron feeds it out towards center, taken there by Colin Frank. Frank feeds it on over to Chris Richards. Richards out towards center, tipped there by Aaron. Now it's Stanger with it. Stanger keeping it in there. It's Tomko. Back behind the net. Tomko on out for Poyer. Poyer takes a shot, got blocked. Here's Jeffress with it. Poyer shot save made by Hombolek. Tomko with it. Tomko takes a shot, got blocked there. Now it's Luke Gary with it. Luke Gary back behind the net. Here's Colin Frank with it. Frank feeds it out towards center. Here's Jeffress with it now. Jeffress feeds it back behind the net. Hombolek was there. Now taken by Colin Frank. Here's Frank up the right side. Frank takes a shot save made by Bjorn Bronis. 8:12 left to go here in this first period. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Snow White.
Snow White, honey, you're so intense. Like music. I want it all over again. And then we hop over to Ireland. My relatives.
Relatives? Oh, I hear them.
22 countries in 5 days.
This is the time when people are planning their vacations and confusion is king.
I want the fresh air in Switzerland.
TWA thinks you want to see your travel agent before planning a vacation. He can save you time, money, aggravation. Artichokes, the kitchen is 10 feet away. Settled? We're going to take the economy tour.
What's that?
That's where you stay home. Your travel agent may even save your marriage.
Welcome back, everybody. 8:12 left to go here in this first period. We are tied up at Zippo right now. Sioux City playing a much better game to get things started out, I'll tell you that much. I'm sure a lot of people were worried after last night, but yeah, Muskies, they need a win badly here. .12 left to go here in this first period. Face-offs won. Puck will just kind of stay there in the circle. Now taken there by Poyer and covered up by Bronis.
If you're looking for a great way to your office staff together, have a family gathering, look no further than the Musketeers Dixie Zone. You sign up for Dixie Zone in sections 107 and 109. You're not given exclusive area for the group. You'll be playing houses in every type of home. So come party in the Dixie Zone with the Musketeers.
Face-off will come to the left here. Bronis. It'll be Martineau and I want to say Xavier Lieb. I can't really tell. Yeah, it looks like Xavier Lieb at the face-off. Face-off's won by Martineau. Taken there by Dakota Bailey. Here's Bailey off the stanchion towards center. Took a funny hop. Now taken there by Okavita. Okavita, shot save made by Hombolek. It'll roll in the corner. Here for Lieb. Lieb takes it out towards center. Flings it down into the corner. Taken there by Mason Stanger. Here's Martineau with it off the boards. Lincoln Kritsky just basically flings Pavel Martineau's stick away for whatever reason. Shot save made by Bronis. Here's Okavita down in the corner. Okavita picked up there by Poyer. On across Mason Stanger. Flips it out towards center. Dakota Bailey's there. Tried to whack it towards the net, but Colin Frank was in his way. Funny how that works. Here's Poyer with it. Poyer feeds it on over Dakota Bailey. At center. Oh, he gets tripped up, and a penalty coming up on Dubuque. Xavier Lieb will go to the box. Tripping is the call. About as clear as you'll get on that one. Boy, the refs are on it today, I gotta say. And that makes me a lot happier. All right. Muskies, let's get a goal. That's all I gotta say. Face-off will come to the left of Hombolek. This time looks like it'll be Anderson, Luke Gary, Elias Vatne, William Tomko, and Shane Gold, our power play unit. Face-off's won by Dubuque, and it's immediately cleared down ice. Can't have anything nice around here, I swear. Shane Gold will pick this one up. Gold feeds it out towards center ice. Gold on back, William Tomko out towards center. Tomko on over to Vatne. Vatne, boy, almost gets sandwiched. Hombolek feeds it around the glass. Kept in by Luke Gary. Here's Shane Gold with it. Gold, a shot save made by Hombolek. Here's Vatne with it. In there, Tomko almost loses it. Here's Gold with it, trying to skate around a defender. Gold, pass across, got blocked, and it's cleared out towards center. Tomko on over to Vatne. Vatne. In there on Hombolek, shot save made by him. Another shot was stopped. It's Anderson with it now. Max Anderson On back there, Tomko to Gold, back to Tomko, feeds it on over to Vatne. Vatne to Gold, takes a shot, save made by Hambalek. Face-off will come to the left of Hambalek. It'll be Geiger, and it looks like Teddy Merrill on the draw. It makes sense. I mean, hell. Here's Stenger with it on to Tepley. Tepley. Geiger now to Stenger. Feeds it on over. Dallas View is there. Here's View with it. On back for Geiger again. There's Mason Stenger at the blue line. Stenger feeds it on to View. Takes a shot. Scores! Dallas View! Muskies have a lead! A power play goal! That is exactly what Sioux City needed. A big-time goal to get them in front versus such an offensively gifted team like Dubuque. What a goal, Dallas View. That'll be his 4th goal on the season. And for View, that'll be his 2nd power play goal. So half of his goals coming on the power play, which is really freaking nice. I gotta tell you that much. Yeah, that'll definitely excite the crowd. It's exciting for me. Here's Musket in front. Bronis drags it away because now Sioux City, they got a little bit of momentum now. Here's Musket, feeds it on over to Booten. Although that one's played offsides. In fact, it actually went out of play. Into the benches. Here we go. Tomko will take the draw with Charlie Aaron at center. 5:21 left to go here in this first period. It's 1-0. Yeah, Sioux City needed that for sure. Here's Kritsky with it now. Kritsky feeds it on over to James Russell. Picked up there by Michael Barron. Chopped up into the air. Sent by Aaron down into the corner. And Tomko just buries Aaron. Luke Gary, though, I think. Are we going to have a penalty? Tomko's getting a penalty. I don't know why, but after the Muskies scored, jeez. So 14:55 time of the penalty. Oh, it's not over here. So yeah, Dubuque's going to have the power play, and as we mentioned in the pregame, power play's #1 in the league. That's a little dangerous. Let's see what City can do, though. You gotta hope they can kill it. And let's hope they do. Let's hope they do. Face-off's won. Oh, it's immediately taken back by Trey Jeffress, as it should be. 2 shorthanded goals on the year. It's Jeffress. Takes a shot save made by Hambalek. It rolls back behind the net. There's Tepley at the blue line. Tepley on over to Shane Gold. Gold, a shot went wide to Hambalek. Gold down there in the corner. Gold gets pinned up against the boards. Here's Dante Josephson Westling up the left side. Josephson Westlings tried to spin around Tepley, but then they end up hugging each other. They're just showing their affection, that's all. Here's Luke Gary with it picked up. All Tepley couldn't get a handle on it. It rolls down ice. Bronis is going to come out of his net to play it. He plays it to Luke Gary at center. Back behind to Shane Gold. Gold spins around. Aiden Russell. Now it's Gold out toward center. Gold on over to Anderson, takes a shot, scores! Max Anderson! What a shot! It's 2-0! Boy, I didn't even realize it, but Dubuque actually got a penalty too. Michael Barron was sitting in the box, so that's a 4-on-4 goal. Boy, what a shot underneath the crossbar. Top shelf, as they call it. And it's 2-0. Oh, Sioux City, they got all the momentum in the world now. They aren't stopping anytime soon. I know that. Musket and Mason Fleece at the face-off now. For Max Anderson, that'll be his 3rd goal on the season. Yeah, he does. Well, at least this one does. That's in. You bet we want 3, and we're going to get 3. Here's Poyer with it. Poyer out there at center. Here's Musket with it. But see, what the Muskies tend to do when we get a lead is to not really focus on their game a whole lot. So let's hope that doesn't happen here. And you can't have it happen versus a team like Dubuque. Stanger. Off the boards there, Poyer. Towards center, Poyer. Feeds it on over to Neil Booten with it. Booten feeds it back behind the net. Hombalek plays it over to Charlie Aaron. Boy, James Russell gets hit in the corner. He wanted a penalty. Well, shut your yapper. Muskie's back at full strength. So was Michael Barron. We didn't even see it, and now Dubuque's going back on the power play. Let's see, is it Tepley or Shane Gold? It looks like it's Matei Tepley. Which is just great, just great. Think about you. However, Sioux City, they did a nice, well, they didn't real. This is actually going to be Sioux City's first, well, Dubuque's first power play, actually. So, unsportsmanlike to Matei Tepley. You know we had one before that. Puck's immediately cleared down ice, so that's a good thing. Shoot. I screwed up on my sheet here. Hold on. Doobie Tomko. There we go. Okay. Now we're back in action. Here's Michael Barron with it at center. Barron feeds it on to Charlie Aaron. Aaron gets knocked down, but he got back up again. It's cleared down ice. Hombalek will keep this one. Hombalek back behind the net. Taking their tail, Besnier. Besnier sends it into the hands of Hayden Russell. Out towards center, Mason Stanger was there. And once again, it's cleared. Boy, Sioux City. They're dominating Dubuque right now, if I do say so myself. Here's Lafton now. Lafton, turnover. Musket clears it down ice. Boy, the Muskies are just on it today, and I love it. Well, they kind of have to be, because they don't want to go another 3 games in a row. 3 games in 3 days without getting any points towards the standings. Here's Ekman on over across. Could Jeffress pick it off? Nope, it's Lafton on over to Teddy Merrill. Takes a shot, got deflected up high off the glass. Taken there by Melvin Ekman. Ekman now to Teddy Merrill. On across right through the legs of Hayden Russell. It's Russell, now Merrill. Shot went wide. 1 minute left to go here in this first period. Luke Gary tried to clear it down ice. Wouldn't go, and Tepley's back in. Muskies are at full strength. Uh-oh, Jeffress turnover. Jeffress, nice move. Stopped by Hombalek. Rebound, loose in the crease. And now it rolls back behind the net. Boy. Here's Merrill with it. Merrill feeds it on over to Kane Johnson. Johnson at center. Johnson on over to Doobie. Here's Doobie, pass across. Well, could not connect with Kane Johnson. That would have been an easy goal if it was. Here's Lieb, a shot scores. Well, that gets Dubuque on the board. This guy sitting next to me over next door in this section can shut up. I know that, but... So for Lieb, it's only a second goal on the air, so I wouldn't, get too out of shape on that one. 19:35 time of the goal. 20 seconds. Boy, that one sent way up into the netting and out of play. 16 and a half seconds left now. Face-offs one. Maybe if they can get out of the dot. Oh, my. Wow. It's going to... Well, okay, now it's finally touched. And now Dubuque's going to have another power play. Imagine that. Tepley goes into the box for unsportsmanlike. Or interference. Wow. Wow. That is ridiculous. So he gets 2 for the interference. Fine. But then he gets 2 on top for unsportsmanlike? But hey, I will say this. Dubuque, they're 0 for 1 on the power play. So, you know it. Face-offs one. Well, Stanger wins it, and that's going to do it for the end of the first. So, but Dubuque, they're going to have 3 minutes and 56 seconds on the power play. Just ridiculous. We're doing so good, and then the referees want to come and screw it up. It's ridiculous. He already went in for unsportsmanlike a couple minutes ago, but... Just stupid. Well, we had a lot of penalties that period. We'll just say that. But we'll start with the goals because that's what's most important. At 14:08, Sioux City got on the board first. Dallas View from Garrett Ludwig and Lenny Geiger. Then at 15:53, Max Anderson scored from Luke Geary and Shane Gold. That made it a 2-0 game. And then Xavier Lieb got one right at the end of the period. We're trying to figure out what the assists are. Okay, their coach did this last night. Their coach, their Dubuque's coach, they're just talking. Their coach just talks with the ref. Why? I don't know. That makes no sense. Some things you see, I'm telling you. Anyway, let's get to all the other mess that happened in this first. At the 4:30 mark, Colin Frank went in 2 minutes for slashing. 4:58, Brant Doobie and William Tomko each went in for roughing. 12:48, Xavier Lieb went in 2 minutes for tripping. 14:55, Barron and Tomko each went in for slashing. Interesting. Mate Tepley went in 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. And then, all of a sudden, right at the end of the period, we're just going to call interference in an unsportsmanlike. Because why not, right? That makes sense. Stupid people if I've ever seen them. That's all I gotta say. Let's take a look at the action around the league. Oh, shoot. All right, there we go. Right now, Muskegon leads Chicago 3-1 at the end of the second. Green Bay leads Madison 2-0 at the end of the first. NFL scores right now: Seahawks lead the Cardinals 20-0, with 21-0 with 1:18 left to go in the first. 7:39 left to go in the first. The Rams lead the 49ers 7-0. Lions lead the Commanders 7-0 with 5:56 left to go in the first. The Steelers will be at the Chargers later tonight on Sunday night. The Colts beat the Falcons 31-25 in overtime. Bears beat the Giants 24-20. Dolphins beat the Bills 30-13. Ravens beat the Vikings 27-19. Jets beat the Browns 27-20. Patriots beat the Buccaneers 28-23. Saints beat the Panthers 17-7. Texans beat the Jaguars 36-29. Broncos beat the Raiders 10-7 on Thursday night. And then tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, we've got the Eagles at the Packers, and we're going to have that game for you right here on RVN. So that'll be tomorrow night. When we take a look at NHL now, 8 games on today. Let's see here. Coming up later tonight at 7 Eastern, the Hurricanes are at the Maple Leafs, as well as the Mammoth at the Senators, the Kraken at the Stars. Then at 8, the Flames at the Wild. At 10, the Avalanche at the Canucks, as well as Jets at the Ducks. Blackhawks beat the Red Wings earlier today 5-1, and the Kings beat the Penguins 3-2. NBA scores before we go off. 61-50, the Bucks lead the Rockets at halftime. 6 p.m. Eastern, the Nets are at the Knicks, as well as the Celtics at the Magic, the Thunder and the Grizzlies. 7:30, Pistons at 76ers. 8:30, Pacers at Warriors. Then at 9, the Timberwolves are at the Kings. So that'll do it for our first period. We'll be back in about 13 minutes for right around the end of the hour for the second period. So we'll take a break. Don't go anywhere.